Alright, let's talk about something that's been buzzing around the internet for a while now. Pi Network. You've probably seen it mentioned, maybe a friend sent you an invite. So what is it? At its core, Pi Network is a cryptocurrency project with a really big, ambitious goal. They want to make digital money accessible to literally everyone on the planet. I mean everyone. Bitcoin is cool, but mining it requires some serious hardware, beefy GPUs, high costs, and huge electricity use. That excludes a huge chunk of the world's population. Pi wants to change that. Why can't you mine crypto on your phone? The Pi team, Stanford grads, built a way to mine on mobile without draining battery or data. Sounds too good to be true? It's not proof of work like Bitcoin. Instead, it's based on social trust circles. You vouch for the people you know, and that helps build a secure, interconnected network. So how does a project like Pi go from a mobile-focused app to a truly decentralized powerhouse? The answer is nodes. A node is basically a computer that runs the blockchain software. It holds a copy of the entire transaction history, the ledger. It helps validate new transactions. Think of them as the bookkeepers of the cryptocurrency world. Every time someone sends Pi to someone else, the network's nodes all have to agree the transaction is legitimate before it's added to the blockchain. The more independent nodes there are, spread out all over the world, the more secure and decentralized the network becomes. A network controlled by a central few isn't a real cryptocurrency, it's just a glorified database with extra steps. Pi already had a node app for Windows and macOS, which was a great start, but today, August 28, 2025, they've dropped the big one, a dedicated node for Linux. Why is that a big deal? For anyone serious about running servers or having full control over their machine, Linux is the undisputed king. It's open source, it's stable, it's incredibly efficient, and it powers a massive portion of the internet's infrastructure. From tiny Raspberry Pis to the world's biggest supercomputers, Linux runs it all. By releasing a Linux node, Pi isn't just adding another OS, it's sending a clear message to the technical community. This move is incredibly strategic. It says, the tinkerers, the developers, the sysadmins, you get to secure the network. When we talk about decentralization in crypto, we're talking about the core principle of the whole thing. A truly decentralized network means there's no single point of failure and no central authority that can shut it down or censor transactions. A decentralized network is more like the internet itself. If one part goes down, traffic finds a route around it. The system keeps on running because power and data are distributed among thousands of participants. The launch of the Pi Linux node is like pouring gasoline on the fire of decentralization. It drastically lowers the barrier to entry for running a serious, reliable node. Windows and Mac clients run on personal computers that are often shut down. A Linux node can run on cheap, low-power devices that stay on 24/7, like a Raspberry Pi or an old laptop repurposed as a headless server, dedicated and always on. That increases the number of reliable, always-on nodes and makes the network stronger and more resilient. Add thousands of stable Linux nodes and the network's effective strength, speed, and security skyrocket. An attacker would need to control a huge portion of these independent nodes, exponentially harder as more users join. You'll have nodes running in data centers, dorm rooms, and repurposed offices around the world, geographic decentralization at scale. It's the digital equivalent of not putting all your eggs in one basket. And with Linux, Pi is handing out a lot more baskets. Alright, so, you're a Linux user and you're intrigued. You want to contribute to the Pi network and get your own node up and running. Good news, the Pi Core team made the process surprisingly straightforward, especially if you're comfortable with the command line. First things first, download the Pi desktop application from the official site. The app is the main interface for your node. The real magic for Linux folks is the backend, which now supports Docker. Docker, brilliant move. It runs apps in isolated containers like lightweight virtual machines. That means the node runs consistently across Ubuntu, Fedora, Debian, or on a custom Raspberry Pi setup. No dependency hell. Step 1, install Docker. Step 2, pull the official Pi node Docker image. Step 3, run a few simple commands. The node starts up in its own self-contained environment, connects to the network and begins syncing with the blockchain. Link your desktop node to your mobile Pi account so the network recognizes you and rewards your contribution. Initially, the node catches up with blockchain history. This can take time depending on your internet speed and the blockchain's size. Once fully synced, your node joins consensus and helps validate new blocks. Monitor everything in the Pi desktop app. Hardware needs are modest. Raspberry Pi 4, 4 GB or 8 GB. An old laptop or a small form factor PC will work. Key requirements: a stable internet connection and a machine that stays on as much as possible. That accessibility is what makes the Linux node powerful. It puts securing a global financial network into everyday hands using affordable, widely available hardware. So, you've gone through the trouble of setting up a Linux server, installing Docker, getting your Pi node running. What's the payoff? The first and most direct benefit is an increased Pi mining rate. As a node operator, you receive a bonus multiplier on your base mining rate. You accumulate Pi faster than a mobile-only user, but the benefits go far beyond earning more Pi. By running your own node, you gain security and trust you can't get otherwise. You are part of the network and can independently verify transactions. You'll get a direct window into the ecosystem, engage with other node operators, and build practical skills in Linux, networking, Docker, and blockchain fundamentals. It transforms into a hands-on hobby, educational, rewarding, and in many cases more valuable than the coins themselves. You're helping secure the network using affordable hardware, increasing reliability for everyone. Decentralization, in its purest, most practical form. It's easy to get lost in the sea of cryptocurrency projects, so it's important to understand how Pi's strategy sets it apart. Bitcoin is secured by proof-of-work mining requiring immense power. Think massive mining farms versus a simple Raspberry Pi on a desk. Ethereum's proof-of-stake requires large financial stakes to validate, a high barrier to entry. That concentrates power in large staking pools and exchanges. Pi carves a third path, a stellar consensus protocol adaptation that relies on a web of trust, not raw compute or huge stakes. No ASICs, no massive capital requirement, just many modest, dedicated machines run by everyday enthusiasts. This democratizes participation and targets mass adoption from day one. Pi is betting on tens of thousands of everyday enthusiasts running low-cost hardware, a model that aims to be more resilient and true to crypto's spirit. A cryptocurrency is only as valuable as its ecosystem. You can have brilliant tech, but if nobody uses it, it's worthless. The Linux node launch is a massive boost for the Pi ecosystem, not just for techies but for the millions of mobile users. Developers can be confident the network is robust and built for the long haul, making it attractive to build Pi apps. This could enable e-commerce, social platforms, games, and fintech services using Pi as the utility token. As more useful apps appear, Pi gains utility. Utility drives demand, which brings more users and more developers. That creates a positive feedback loop that strengthens the network for everyone. For the average mobile user, a stronger node network means faster, more secure transactions and more ways to use Pi. The work by node operators translates into a better, more valuable experience for every person in the Pi network. Of course, with any major technological step, there are valid concerns. Is a network run by hobbyists on a wide range of hardware actually secure and as stable as enterprise data centers? The strength of the network ties directly to the quality and commitment of its node operators. Poorly configured or offline nodes hurt performance. This is why the Linux launch is important. The Linux community tends to be more technically proficient and committed to uptime and security. Pi's consensus model uses quorum slices, small trusted groups. Consensus emerges when enough slices overlap, making the system flexible and resilient. Even if portions go offline, as long as a core quorum of stable Linux nodes remains connected, the network can continue to function securely. Security and stability are iterative. There will be bumps in the road, but tapping into a technically competent community reduces risk. The potential reward is a global, censorship-resistant, accessible network run by the people. It's a high-stakes bet on community power. So, what does all this mean for the future? The Linux node launch is one of the final crucial technical milestones. It's the step before Pi moves from an enclosed mainnet to a fully open mainnet. The firewall comes down. That enables connectivity to other blockchains and listings on exchanges, giving Pi real-world value against the dollar and other cryptocurrencies. But first, the network must be battle-tested. The core team will monitor performance, security, and consensus reliability over the coming months. A strong decentralized node network unlocks advanced smart contracts, DeFi platforms, lending, borrowing, and peer-to-peer trading. Stronger nodes mean more sophisticated services. The Linux node is a launchpad for Pi's next phase. The release on August 28, 2025 is more than a software update. It's a profound statement of intent. By empowering Linux enthusiasts worldwide, Pi builds a network run by, and owned by, the people. The future of decentralization is being built right now, one Linux node at a time.